बोले बाबा की जय। ओम गुरु ब्रह्मा गुरु विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वर गुरु ही साक्षात परम ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। ध्यान मूलं गुरुर्मूर्ति पूजा मूलं गुरुर्पदम मंत्र मूलं गुरुर्वाक्यम मोक्ष मूलं गुरुर्कृपा अखंड मंडलाकारं व्याप्तमेन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितमेन तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्याश्च द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव। हेडखनी भगवान की जय। I'm very happy to be with you all my brothers and sisters. I'm Alok Banerjee, the ex-chairman of the Haidakhandi Samaj. I've had a long association with Babaji. I would like to share with you my experience of how I came to Babaji. So this was in 1978. Actually, my cousin brother, Deepu Bhai and his wife, they first had darshan of Babaji. It's just a long story how they went there, but they came back and they had darshan of Babaji in Vrindavan. I think it was they had gone for Guru Purnima. Babaji had asked them to come there, so they had gone. And this was the first time they met Babaji, and they were so impressed with Babaji, and they said he is Shakshat Bhagwan hai. आप भी इनका दर्शन करो. So बाबा जी ने हमको नवंबर में बुलाया है, तो हम जाएंगे. तो if you want to come, you can come with me. So, well, I was at that time very young and very much into my business and a man of the world then, and I had no interest in Babaji or the spiritual side of the world at that time. Though you see, in our ancestral house we have performed Durga Puja for nearly 100 years and Kali Puja, so that background was there, but I was never interested in any Babaji and anybody at that time. So I was not interested. So, but my wife, she said, "No, please, I really want to go. I want to have darshan." I said, "Well, if you want to go, they are going. You go with them." No, 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 no. If you don't come, then my father and my mother will not give me permission to go with akele with them. So I said, okay. So then, very reluctantly, I decided also I will give her company and we will go. So we set out for Haldwani. We reached Haldwani, and this is I'm talking about 78. I think it was November, month of November. Kartik Purnima में बुलाया था बाबा जी ने. So we went there. So, and I said, "Oh, how do we go?" So she said, "No, we will go." So we went to Haldwani. We stopped at Muniraj's house, in Muniraj's shop, and so that was the first time I had darshan of Munirajji. I didn't know who he was, but I could feel that he has something in him, and a very spiritual person. That is how I first saw Munirajji. And then he made the arrangements. They said, "Yes, truck is going, so if you want, you can go along with in the truck. This will take you up to the Jamrani Jamrani Dam at that time." And he said, "From there, then you have to walk through the river." I said, "Walk through the river at that time? What is?" So he asked us that the truck is going, so you get on the truck and this will take you up to the Jamrani Dam. I said, okay. So we got, that was the only way of transportation at that time. And so we went there and we reached the Jamrani Dam. And then there were these porters, and there was these horses, which they normally would take you through the riverside, Gautami Ganga. We had to walk through the Ganga, and you had to cross the Ganga. I think 8 or 10 times you had to cross every time. So my wife said, okay, she had brought prasad for Babaji. So she said, so you have to, this I will not give to the porters. So this you have to carry yourself. I said, I will carry this box of prasad on my head. So she said, yes, I will not give it to the porters. So anyway, so very nice. I said, oh, how do we go? So anyway, so slowly we started walking and walking and walking and walking through the river, up and down. It was really very tiring. The first time, it was really very tiring, the way we went there. So anyway, so we reached Haidakhan. I think it took us about 1.5 hours or 2 hours walking through the river. And we reached there, and then so this gentleman who took us there, he asked us that, before you go up the stairs, you have to take a bath in the river, and then you can go up. So I said, okay. So we were told to take this bath. So we started taking a bath. And whilst we were taking the bath and we were just getting out of the river, uh, one lady came down about half the steps, and she started calling from there, whoever has come from Allahabad, please come. Babaji is calling you. Please come immediately. Babaji is waiting for you. And by the time we had reached there, actually it was past Bhandara time. Babaji normally used to go for Bhandara, but then he was waiting for us. He said, whoever has come from Allahabad, please come. So we were asked to get immediately go up the stairs. This is the 108 steps up at that time. And so slowly we went up the steps. And then uh, Babaji, in those times, Babaji used to sit in the garden outside. And so he was waiting there. There was a queue, both sides. Some people were sitting. So so my cousin and his wife, they went first, and they did the pranam. And then they came and told my wife. So my wife went and did the pranam. And then he asked me, Alok, now it's your turn, please go. And he was trying to push me. I said, no, I don't know who this man is, who is this Babaji. I don't want to. So but anyway, so I also went and made my first pranam to Babaji. And so Babaji said, okay, now go, the khichdi is ready for you. You all go and have some food, and then we will meet you later. Okay, so this was the first darshan of Babaji. And then Babaji sent us to have our whatever food was there, Bandara. And after that, at about 3:30 in the evening, then he said, somebody came and told us you have to go for bath in the river. So I said, again going down in the river for 108 steps and take a bath. And then we saw that Babaji was also coming, and he was also walking and going for his bath. So this was at about 3:30 or 4 o'clock. So we went and came back after the bath. And then somebody guided us and told us that Babaji will come for darshan in the evening during Aarti. So you all should be there. So we were there, and so the Babaji came and sat on his asan, and then people started going with the prasads and whatever they brought to offer to Babaji and made the pranams. And then we just sat down there, ladies on one side, gents on one side, in the hall, Kirtan hall. It was small little Kirtan hall there at that time. It was not, this elaborate thing that we have now. It was very. It was at that time everything was very simple. At that time, I remember that there were no toilets. Also, we had to go down to the river if to have our bath and everything. So, so we was all sitting there, and said the Babaji called me like this, you come, you come. Said I went there. So Babaji, uh, this bhajans were going on, kirtan was going on. So he gave me, there was a chimta, this one you play like this. So he said, you take this and you play. I said, how? I didn't know how to hold it even. So he said, no, no, you go, you sit, and then So I had learned how to play tabla when I was very young. So I had that feeling. I had the inclination of the beats. I could understand the beats. So I started playing there. But then my brothers and sisters, I mean, this was the transformation. This was the time when suddenly I could realize, I mean, where I have come. He is my brother. He is my father. He is my, he's like, he's somebody who has been waiting for me. I've been waiting for me to meet him. And you will not imagine that then, I just tears started coming down from my eyes, and for 3 days that I was there, whenever I came to Babaji, I was just weeping, weeping, weeping. You see, why didn't I come before? This is he is my guru, he is my father, he is my whoever, and so this was the first experience which I had of Babaji, and of course, since then I have been. Babaji is 1979. He came 79. Yes, 79, end of 79 in December. I think he came to our house, and so many after that he Babaji used to come to our house, and we used to come, and we used to be there with Babaji for in the ashram. But so this was the first experience of my to have Babaji's darshan, uh, and but then he came back. He First time he came to our house was in 1979. I remember, and he came to our house, and my at that time my mother, she was very sick. She was in almost in bed. So Babaji came. He was sitting on the asan, and we brought my mother to Babaji on a wheelchair. And so the first thing, she did her pranam and said, Babaji just blessed her, and she said, Babaji, मुझे कुछ नहीं चाहिए, मुझे मोक्ष दे दीजिए. So Babaji did like this and said, okay. So Babaji, and then my sister also, she was my elder sister. She was very sick. She was in Calcutta. She was in coma, and so my mother also asked her कि मेरी बेटी को आप ठीक कर दीजिए. So in that time, I remember the first time Babaji came to our house, and on first of February, my mother died. On 14th of April, my elder sister died, and on 17th of December, 1980, my father died. Three deaths in 1 year after Babaji came to our house, and people started saying, "There, who is this person? Who has come to us?" Come to our house, and there was such a lot of commotion in our house. I also got very perplexed with what people are saying. Who is this? But then later on I could make out myself, because I knew that my mother would not survive. She would go. My sister would also go, and my father, he had angina attacks. I think 12 times he had his attacks. So I know that the time was for them had come to go, and Babaji just gave them moksha, and made my line clear to be with Babaji, because if when these people were there sick in the house, I mean, it was difficult for us to go and all the time. But then, so this is I mean, I have had such a lot of experience, such beautiful experiences with Babaji. I mean, I cannot explain to you, my dear friends. So this is what I really wanted to share with you. uh, this was the first experience that I had with Babaji. So, dear friends, this was one part of the story which I shared to you. But you see, this was not the end of it, or the beginning of it. I think this was the beginning, and what Babaji gave me, and which I wanted to share with you, is it is a question of the faith that he gave me, and the strength, inner strength, that whenever there was any problem, he was always there with me. I could share this with him. And this is what my feeling is, which I want to share with you, that you see, the faith in your guru is, I think, the main thing, and the love and affection that he has given me. I once, my father asked me, why do you go to this person? So I told him, you see, the love and affection which I got from him, I didn't get from you, my father. So this is what my guru was. This is what I have experienced with him. So thank you so much, and I really wish you a long journey and very pleasant journey on your spiritual path. And I hope that Babaji will always be there with us to share his love and affection with us. Thank you. Bole Baba ki jai.